Okay, hi guys. This is how we get to do school now. This fun times we're having. Hope everyone is doing good. Okay, so I've recorded this lesson a few times, just a few. I should have it totally memorized by now, but anyway, we're still just trying to figure out some kinks, trying to work through some things, and then hopefully from here on out everything will run smooth. So gonna give this a try today. Hopefully this is the last time I'm recording it, but welcome to science. So from here on out, all of our science lessons, I want you guys to be prepared with a piece of paper and a pencil. And of course, I'm gonna be having you write stuff down. And then at the end of our lessons, I would love it if you could either have a sibling, friend, parent, whatever, take a picture of this paper that we are going to work on throughout most of our lessons, and then if they will email it to me, just so I can be on the same page as you guys, know what's going on, and also so I can see on some of these experiments some of your experiment reactions, experiment conclusions. Anyway, I just want to see what happens. So I want you guys to have someone take a picture of this piece of paper when we're all done. So if you don't already have a piece of paper and a pencil, run and grab it. You can go ahead and pause me. And if you're already ready, I'm going to keep going on. Throughout these lessons, if I go too fast, you can always pause me and catch up, or yeah, anyway, replay, whatever you got to do. And also, we haven't figured out how to, like, I have a whiteboard that I was going to write on, but we haven't figured out how to have it so it's not backwards. I don't write good backwards. I tried it on a piece of paper. I was going to hold it up. We're just going to fly with this meeting this way. And like I said, we're working out kinks every day, every video that we've been doing. So anyway, here we go. Diving right in. So have your papers and pencils ready. And today's lesson for science, super fun. It's just easy. There's some fun little experiments I'm going to have you guys do at home, but just a fun one. We've got 3 words that we are going to break down and learn about today and what they are. So get your pencils ready. But wait, back up. What do I always do in science when we first get started? See, I'm even forgetting. If you guys are thinking, hopefully some of you remembered, I'm going to ask you what 2 things you remember from last week's lesson. And as the days have gone by, I have been starting to forget too. So think really hard. 2 things that you remember from last week's lesson. Think about that and write something down. It could be 1 word that you remember from the lesson, not that someone said to you, something from the lesson. And something that stuck out to you. 1 word, 2 words, a sentence. Take a few minutes and think about that. Like I said, you can go ahead and pause me if you want to take some time to think about it. Just go ahead and try and remember something. I remember it had to do with vibration. Our Earth just had some vibration, our little town here, didn't it? A little city. Our state, I guess it was quite big. I shouldn't say little. So, is that your hint? Hopefully you all have something written down. So our lesson from that last week had to do with how air plays a role in sound and vibration in order for it to travel. So, hopefully you all wrote something down before I gave you those big hints. Okay, moving on. So today we are going to, I was telling you we were going to learn about 3 words today, and those 3 words are refraction, reflection, and diffraction. So I want you to write those 3 words down, leave a line in between, so that of course you can write a definition down, maybe leave a couple lines. And also, if you know anything about those words, I want you to write something down that you maybe know, maybe you don't know, but write it down anyway. So again, refraction, reflection, and diffraction. So we're going to start out with refraction today for the first word. And refraction is spelled R-E-F-R-A-C-T-I-O-N. R-A-C-T-I-O-N. That is refraction. So jumping right into refraction, I'm gonna do a little experiment. And I want you guys to try and mimic this one at home when this lesson's all over, or you can, like I said, pause me. It's gonna be like our word of the day, pause. I want you to try and do this at home, just so you can get like a first-hand visual of what this experiment is, because I've done it a few times on the recording, and I feel like I can see it, but I want you guys to go ahead and do this experiment at home. It's easy. You should have these things on hand, and then you can play a magic trick on your siblings as well. It's kind of a cool one. So let me try and get this set up. See. Okay, I have got a quarter right here. We're gonna put this quarter down, and I'm gonna go, oops, can't do that. Okay, my quarter, let's see, I gotta go out further. There's my quarter. I've got this glass cup, so you're gonna need a glass cup for this experiment. You're gonna put it right on top of the quarter, right on top. So you should be able to, I'm gonna put this cup so that we can't cheat, because if I look down, I can see the quarter, but I should still be able to see the quarter, which I can, all the way around the cup, which hopefully you guys can still see that quarter. So now I'm gonna remove that. I just have water here. This is just water. I'm gonna go ahead and pour some water into my cup. What happened? Gonna put this on top, because if I look down, I can totally cheat. I can see it. But what happened? I can't see my quarter anymore. The coin is completely gone. No quarter. Is that weird? Crazy, right? So let's break that down. The quarter was visible before the cup had water in it, and then we put water in the cup. So what's the trick behind the disappearing quarter? It is refraction of light. So refraction changes the direction of a ray when it passes at an angle from one thing into another. So when I poured the water in the glass, it was like the quarter disappeared, but it really was just some bending light rays that my eyes saw. So the definition of refraction is changes the direction of a light wave or ray. I'll slow that down a little bit because I want you guys to write that down. Refraction changes the direction of a light wave or ray. Refraction changes the direction of a light wave or ray. So I want you guys to try that at home. I want you to tell me what happens when you try it at home. If it worked for you, if it didn't work for you, write this on your paper that you did the experiment and that it was awesome, cool, fun little magic trick to see a visual of refraction in play. So remember, refraction is the changing of the direction of an angle as it passes through. So it's got those bending light rays. All right, I'm going to show you, let me see if I can screen share this. I'm going to show you another, just another example of refraction. And I also want you to try another experiment at home. Get a pencil that your parents are okay with you getting wet, because some pencils get wet and they get ruined. So if you can get a pencil that you can get wet, and then you're going to have another glass cup full of water, and you are going to do this. Let me pull this up. This. Okay, here we go. So I want you to stick that pencil in that glass cup with water, and I want you to write down on your paper what happens to your pencil. Remember, we talked about refraction, the definition. It bends. So I want you guys to tell me what your pencil did, because it's kind of cool. I think doing these experiments at home will definitely help you remember refraction and what it did, what it does, what you're visually seeing from that. Come back to full screen here. There we go. All right, our next word, let me get my notes. Like I said, I should have this pretty much memorized by now. Look how many times I've recorded this. Let's see, okay, the next one, here we go. The second word is reflection. Reflection. So write this down and I'll spell it slowly. R-E-F-L-E-C-T-I-O-N. Reflection. What comes to mind, or what do you know about reflection? Go ahead and write something down. A sentence, one word, something that you know about reflection. Okay, so the first thing that came to my mind was a mirror. You stand in front of a mirror and it reflects back to you, right? So that was kind of my example of my thought of what reflection was, but then also like lakes could be, you know, water. Sometimes like glass could be a reflection if the light, there we go again, the light rays hit it in certain ways. You can have glass or like a window as a reflection. Reflection is when light waves bounce back at the same angle as the wave enters the surface. So I'm standing in front of a mirror, it's going to bounce back at the same angle as what I am entering it in, as it's entering into that surface. So I'll say that a little bit slower so you can write it down. So reflection is when light waves bounce back at the same angle as the wave enters. When light waves bounce back at the same angle as the wave enters. That is reflection. Okay, it's experiment time. So I need you guys, if you have a flashlight, just a little flashlight, big one, whatever will work, and a mirror. This is just a little guide, but if you have any size mirror, it should work, or even your bathroom mirror. I do want you to, on your piece of paper, I want you to trace something on your piece of paper. So you're gonna turn your flashlight on, you're gonna point it into the mirror, and I want you to trace the angle that it's going in and the angle that it's going out. So is it gonna be straight? Is it gonna be like an L? Is it gonna be even on that same paper? That's what I want you to go ahead and trace. So you would just put it down on your, like on the countertop or whatever you've got. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so you do something like this. Your paper is gonna be underneath it. And then I want you to trace an angle that the light goes in and the light goes out. Go ahead and do it on that paper. And if you need to pause me and you want to take a second to go do it right now, that's totally fine. If not, you can do it after. Just remember to trace it on your piece of paper. I want to see what you guys find. And let me give you a visual of that just so I can make sure you guys understand what I'm trying to ask you to do. I'm going to share a video here. A second. There we go.
Can you see where it's going?
Yeah. It's like last time we went this way and we could see the light reflecting all the way to the wall. Moving a flashlight.
So when yep, I saw you make two lines right here. Remember this is the line, your flashlight, it's going right into here. So you should be tracing this line right here. And then once.
Okay, we're gonna stop it because I don't want her to give anything away. So that's reflection. Reflection is when a light waves bounce back at the same angle as the wave enters the surface. So do that experiment, write it down, what you found, what you came up with, and we'll move on to the next word. So the next word was diffraction. So diffraction is spelled, get your pencils ready, D-I-F-F-R-A-C-T-I-O-N, diffraction. So moving on to this word, I want you all to imagine that you are in a dark room and super, super dark, and the door is closed, but the light is on just outside of the room, okay? And someone comes and cracks that door open a little bit. What happens? Write your thoughts down. So you're in a dark room, super dark. The door gets cracked a little bit, and that light is on outside of that door. What's going to happen to that room? Write something down, what you think is going to happen. Okay? If you need to pause me so you can think a little bit longer, go ahead and pause. All right. Of course, I'm going to have you guys do this as an experiment because I want you to first think what's going to happen. Second, do the experiment. And then third, write down what did happen. Okay? So you're going to go into a dark room, if at all possible. I don't know if that's a bathroom. I don't know if you can do this at nighttime, if it's a bedroom, but make sure that the light is on outside of that door that you're going to close, and turn all lights off in that room. And then I want you to crack the door a little bit. I mean, you're going to have to do it bigger than, you can't do it tiny like that. You're going to have to do like a good crack, right? You're going to crack the door, and I want you to see what happens with the light when it enters that dark room. Does it brighten up the whole room? Does it brighten up part of the room? Does the angle break of the light? I want to know what happens when you do that experiment. So go ahead and do it, or do it later. But for now, we're going to move on. So the definition of diffraction is spreads light in all directions. Spreads light in all directions. So knowing the definition, and if you haven't done the experiment, but you wrote down something that you think will happen, what do you think now, knowing what the definition of diffraction is, what do you think now will happen? Write that down. Okay. All right. I'm going to play. Actually, let's review those three just to make sure you guys got it all on there. Refraction changes the direction of light waves. Reflection reflects light waves at the same angle. Diffraction spreads light in many directions. Okay? All right, I'm gonna share this with you. It's super cheesy, and I can hear all of you right now just thinking, this is so cheesy. It's fun, and it will help you in the next part of our lesson. So enjoy it.
Reflection, refraction, and diffraction. Reflection, refraction, and diffraction. Reflection, reflect light, wave, and rays. Reflection, reflect light, waves, and rays. Refraction changes direction of the light wave, or of the ray, or of the ray. Diffraction, red light in many directions. Diffraction, red light in many directions.
Okay, like I said, a little cheesy, but it's a little catchy, right? All right, hope it was catchy, because this next part, I want you guys to number your paper down at the bottom, wherever it will work for you, 1 to 6. And I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to fill in, I want you to answer these 6 questions with the 3 words that we learned about today. Okay, so whatever fits, whatever you think is the right answer of the 3 words that we learned today, I want you to fill it in there. So number 1, true or false? A rainbow is an example of diffraction. True or false? A rainbow is an example of diffraction. Okay, number 2. When you look in the mirror and you see yourself, that is an example of what? What is that an example of, looking in a mirror? Number 3, a coin disappearing in the bottom of a glass filled with water is an example of what? Number 4, blank changes direction of a light wave or ray. Blank changes direction of a light wave or ray. Fill in the blank. Okay, number 5, blank is when waves bend around an object and spreads light in many directions. Fill in that blank. Is when waves bend around an object and spreads light in many directions. Okay, number 6 is when light waves bounce back at the same angle. Fill in that blank. Blank is when light waves bounce back at the same angle. All right, you ready to correct these? Just if you got it wrong, that's okay. We're gonna go over them, so then you'll know what to switch it to. Okay, a rainbow is an example of diffraction. What do you guys think it is? True or false? It's false. Refraction is not an example of a rainbow. Diffraction would be. So that should be diffraction. So it's false. Number 2, when you look in a mirror and see yourself, it is an example of reflection. Reflection is what we see when we look in that mirror. I'm going to go ahead and show you this, this little page as well. I mean, you can go look in the mirror, but reflection is, those are our light waves bouncing back at the same angle as they enter. So there we have that mountain, and we have the trees. Everything is completely mirrored in there on that still water. So there is a great example of reflection. Okay, number 3, a coin disappearing in the bottom of a glass filled with water is an example of what? Because you're supposed to do this experiment at home. What is it? Refraction. You guys all put that? You were so right. Okay, number 4, blank changes direction of a light wave or ray. Did you guys look at your vocabulary words on that one? Or your words to watch for? Sorry. Refraction changes direction of a light wave or ray. Okay, 5, blank is when waves bend around an object and spreads light in many directions. So which of our words spreads light in many directions? Diffraction. I want to show you a visual of diffraction as well. Oh, I don't think I did that right. Sorry guys, I did not do that right. Here we go. Okay, this up? Yes. All right, so here we go. This is diffraction. So number 5 said, blank is when waves bend around an object and spread light in many directions. So doing that experiment, if you've done it, you would have seen how the light does bend, but it fills the whole room. So this is just an example of that. Waves bending around an object in order to get that light all the way through. So notice it doesn't even care that this ball is right here. It's just going to keep going in all different directions. All right. There we go. Okay, and then number 6. Blank is when light waves bounce back at the same angle. Do we know this one? Yes. Reflection. We got it. You guys are awesome. Okay, well that's it for our lesson today. Of course, the way I always end a lesson is I want to know 2 new things that you learned today. So if you want to go ahead and write down those 2, that would be great. 2 things new that you learned, or something that was cool, that stuck out to you. Maybe it was one of the experiments, maybe it was I don't know, maybe one of the words, something, whatever stuck out to you. I want you to go ahead and write down 2 things. Don't forget to go have your parent or someone with a phone to go ahead and take a picture and then email it to me. That'd be so awesome. Be ready next week with paper and pencil. We're gonna have some more experiments for you to do at home if at all possible, and I will try to do them recording them as well. And thanks for being patient with us while we trial and error trying to figure out how to do these videos and upload them. Okay, hope everyone has an awesome week. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.